Alright guys, and welcome to my review of the new M. Night Shyamalan film, Split.
What the hell is going on?
I was sent to get you for a reason.
Open the door! No!
There's a flower on the pillows, a flower in the bathroom, like we're important.
The only chance we have is if all three of us go crazy on this guy.
Who is that? Maybe she can help us.
We're here! We're in here!
Don't worry. He's not allowed to touch you.
So as I said at the start, Split is M. Night Shyamalan's new film, and he both wrote and directed this. It stars James McAvoy as the guy you would have seen in the trailers, the guy who has the 23 different personalities. And then it stars Anya Taylor-Joy as one of the main girls that gets captured by Kevin, the guy with the 23 different personalities. There's two other females as well, but she's the main lead in like that group of girls. Now this film's had quite a good social media campaign. Everyone seems to be sharing it and saying they wanted to watch it. I was quite excited. There were a few things in the trailer that I thought if they panned out the way they did, I wouldn't enjoy the film. Now the reason why it gained so much interest was because of how different and weird the trailer was. It starred a character who had 23 different personalities. James McAvoy, as you see in the trailer, looked like he was going to give a really good performance. Just to give you an idea of the plot, the film, as I've said like 4 times now, is about the main character called Kevin. He's got 23 different personalities, and like there's female personalities living inside this man, there's a little boy, there's a guy who's got OCD, there's loads of different characters. You don't actually see all of them, which was good in my opinion, and the characters that they did show were interesting. But at the start of this film, and as you would have seen in the trailers, Kevin kidnaps 3 girls, locks them and hides them somewhere, and the film's basically about those 3 girls trying to find their way out and trying to find their purpose of why they've been taken and why they've been locked away. So if I first talk about the positives with the film, my first positive has to be James McAvoy's performance, just because he made the film. Like, if the performance from him wasn't good, the film probably wouldn't be good, it wouldn't be rewatchable, and I don't know, I wouldn't enjoy the film anywhere near as much if his performance wasn't as good as it was. All the different personalities that he portrayed seemed realistic. They seemed like it was actually someone living inside one person. It didn't look like James McAvoy giving a performance or one person just changing their voice here and there. It was really realistic. You believed the characters and you believed his performance. Another positive is that they didn't show all the different personalities. I think if they did that, it would have been a bit gimmicky, like, oh, here's one, next scene, here's another, here's another. If they just went through that, I don't think it would have been as effective. The fact that they stuck to showing a select few that were interesting and then they developed those characters, I thought that was a much better way to do it, and it worked well in the film. Another positive was the performance from Anya Taylor-Joy. Her character was definitely the most interesting out of the 3 girls, and just a quick spoiler for my negatives, their performance wasn't the best and their characters weren't the most interesting. They weren't really developed well throughout the film and they didn't really have much of an arc. Now I'm not going to talk about spoilers till after I've given the grade for the film. Now I'll make it clear that I'm going to give spoilers, but just going to give you a positive now. It's not really a twist, but the ending of the film, the last shot of the film, or the last 2 shots of the film, is a massive positive. It makes the film make sense, sort of thing. Like, if you don't really get the twist, I don't think you're going to enjoy the film as much, which will lead me on to my negatives. So it is a bit of a negative that they expect people to understand the twist. That's what they're sort of relying on, because I don't think some of the film would make sense. Well, it would make sense, but the actual events that happen, it might seem a bit more surreal in the environment unless you actually get the twist. It's really hard to explain without spoiling it, so if you've watched the film and you want to see my thoughts on it, just wait until after I've given my grade and I'll talk about it more. But if you don't get the twist, you might not enjoy the film as much, and that's definitely a negative with the film, because you can't really expect people to understand something that isn't spoken about in that film. The only other real negative I had was that it could have had a bit more suspense before finding out like the ending. Obviously I didn't expect it to be linked to anything else, so when I was watching it, and if I do rewatch it, the one thing I probably will notice is that there's not much suspense. It's not very intense in a lot of the scenes with people being locked away. I think that was probably because of like a clash of tones. It was quite funny. That's another massive positive about the film. It was quite funny, but then when it tries going straight to a really serious scene that's meant to be intense, it didn't really work, and I think that was probably a massive flaw with the film. Overall though, I did really enjoy this film. It had me thinking about it after I'd saw the ending for a good 2 or 3 hours after the film, which in my opinion, that's what I like about films, when I actually spend time thinking about it after I've watched it. So yeah, I'm going to give Split an 8 out of 10. If there wasn't like the twist at the end, it probably would have been like a 7, maybe even a 6, but it is there, so I've got to give it an 8 out of 10, and I did understand it, so fair play M. Night Shyamalan, you've done it again. Okay, so now, spoilers, warning, if you don't want to have this film spoilt for you, turn the video off now. I've warned you. Yeah, this film links to M. Night Shyamalan's earlier film, I think it came out in 2000, Unbreakable. You see one of the main characters from that film in the last shot, and he's talking about Mr. Glass, which was the evil supervillain from that film. And then if you've watched that film, you'd know that a lot of things link. So the guy Elijah, who's Mr. Glass, he sort of caused a train crash, which meant that Bruce Willis's character found out that he was sort of unbreakable, which is the name of the film, I know. But in Split, there's obviously the scene with the train, and Kevin leaves flowers at the train. So one theory that a lot of people have is that when Mr. Glass like crashed that train, he also killed Kevin's mom, which is what caused him to have his split personalities. So that means that Mr. Glass would have created a supervillain and a superhero with that train crash, which is a really cool concept, and it's something that when the new film comes out, he must be doing a new film. He wouldn't have that in the end if he's not doing a new film. When the new film comes out, it's going to be a really cool concept to explore. It's going to be cool to see if all the characters are in it, and I just can't wait. Like, oh. I was thinking about it, it's just, it links so well. Honestly, if that bit at the end wasn't there, I wouldn't have enjoyed the film as much at all. Like that ending, it explained the film so much more to me, because I was thinking Kevin's character, because he turned into like a beast with his 24th personality, I was thinking it just doesn't really add up. It doesn't seem realistic. Like, I know it was saying like one character can have diabetes, but he was literally jumping around the wall, crawling on the roof. It didn't really make sense to me, but now I know that it's in the same universe as Bruce Willis's character, who's unbreakable. It makes more sense to me, and it felt more realistic. Yeah, that's the end of the review. As I said, gave it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. If you've just watched the spoilers anyway, without watching the film, you're a penis. But I do suggest going and watching Unbreakable. I do suggest going and watching Split. I'm going to hopefully get reviews from Manchester by the Sea, Hacksaw Ridge, Lion, Moonlight, and Trainspotting 2 in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think, hopefully. Let me know down below on your theories of the film, if you enjoyed the twist, if you enjoyed the rest of the film without the twist, if you understood the twist. Let me know all that down in the comments. Leave any feedback on this review and let me know how I can improve it. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be appreciated, and if you're new and you enjoy film reviews, I'm going to be bringing out loads of film reviews for the foreseeable future, hopefully. But if you are new, a subscribe would be appreciated, and thanks for watching.